good opportunity, isn't it, for Reece Williams alongside Joe Gomez, the absence of Virgil van Dijk and Fabinho. He's a good job on his hands this evening.
There is the remarkable coach of Atalanta. Finished 13th the season before he took over. He lost his job early on, taking them into Europe on a regular basis.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, for another Liverpool match that have been coming thick and thin. It has been a game, 2 games every week. The players are getting tired, and maybe the commentators are too. But we have this match here to bring you to Italy here, and it should be getting kicked off soon. A plethora of changes for the once again injury and fitness battered Liverpool. Once again, Firmino is not going to play tonight. He is going to finally get his rest. Reece Williams will come into the squad for the magnificent Nat Phillips that did a very good job at the weekend against West Ham. And then we will also have Curtis Jones starting in the midfield. Henderson's going to get the start as well. So there are a significant amount of changes. The front three is going to be made up of Sadio, Jota, and Salah. The main idea, or the main inclination, would be the fact that Jota has basically played himself into that situation, and Firmino has played himself out of that situation. Atalanta, one of the strongest teams actually in Italy, very similar to how actually Dortmund was created and started. Very similar kind of sort of system, a 3-4-1-2, and they'll be on the ball to start here. They are sort of on the older side of their reign of football. Duvan and others are kind of closer to their 30s, but this is one of the better squads and teams in Italy. It is not a team that plays like a classic Italian side either. It plays a pretty high-octane style. Yes, they do play defense, but they also love to run and they love to press. Here, Alexander-Arnold's going to let a ball run to Jota. Jota's going to shoot, and Jota's going to not be able to get that one in the net, as it's going to be a quick save there from the goalkeeper. That one he should be putting away. He should be scoring this one for sure. That was a good job from the goalkeeper. He's just got to chip him there. He went the wrong way. Hopefully Jota's going to get another opportunity. Because those shouldn't necessarily be happening all the time. So this should be a pretty fascinating approach for Liverpool here. It's going to be quite a high octane type style match. I'm expecting a significant amount of goals actually in this. I don't believe this will be a match that gets sorted out very quickly and is a quote unquote kind of 1-0 to be the story. So in the general idea of the group, sorry if you're watching on YouTube, just I have to fix one thing. This never works. Just want to let you see who's on the pitch, so then you can always look at the team sheet. There you are, go set up. And Reece Williams is also going to be starting today. He did play he did come in for Fabinho in the last Champions League match against Midtjylland, and he did play quite well. It seems as if Klopp is going to try to figure out and work his way through the center backs with Nat Phillips, and there Joe Gomez is going to hit a ball over his head, and he's not going to be able to get the full clearance, and he's going to be caught out of position here for sure. Mane is going to leave this one off for Henderson. Curtis Jones is going to try to push forward here. Robertson's going to be open by himself on the wing here. Muriel's going to try to get some cover on him. It was not Muriel, sorry. It was Luis Palomino. The teams are flipped right now, or the reverse, as I'm reading them off of the team sheet. There's Hattenborg. This is the Atalanta side that actually made it to the Champions League semi-finals against PSG. This was one of the. I mean, to be honest with you, they should have won that match, but unfortunately, PSG got quite lucky at the end. Were able to nick a few goals in the 90th minute and actually take the win from them in. I think it was. Oh no, it was at the neutral site in Portugal during that time. And here Hattenberg's going to be at the edge of the box, probably looking to put a cross in. He's going to get one in with the left foot. It's going to go off the arm of Muriel or the side of his chest. So it'll go back to Robertson. Robertson will kick it off Hattenberg for the throw-in. Andy Robertson here is going to have the throw-in. Still taking his time to do so. Robertson's going to get the clear. It's out to the middle of the pitch. A beautiful ball actually to Arnold, and then Arnold's going to send Salah on his horse here, and he's going to be fighting with the ball with Mojica, and then I'm pretty sure there's a possibility of a foul here and a possible penalty. I don't think so. I think it could have been a corner. I don't think it's a foul. I don't think it's actually a penalty though. Yeah, it's a corner kick, but it's not a penalty. I think Salah was looking for that one a little too much there, but a really good move to open up and get the counter-attack on the move. I think that's kind of the main things that we need to be aware of during this match. Both teams are going to be looking to do that. A corner's coming in, it's going to miss the head, and it's going to get cleared out by Atalanta. Atalanta is going to be sending the ball forward here, but Gomez is on the cover to make sure that gives Marshall that a play for a throw-in for Liverpool. Andy Robertson here. He's going to pass it back to Joe Gomez. Gomez is going to sit on the ball. He's going to get it back to Reese, and then Reese is going to get it up to Henderson. Henderson's going to try to ping a pass to Salah here. It's kind of more of a stretch the defense type play and maybe get a ball that'll get knocked down, moves us up the pitch. Goes down to Robertson, to Jones, then to Arnold. Arnold sends a pack back into Jota. Jota's going to play a mistime, or a pretty poor ball, but Arnold's quick to it and actually just runs onto it to retain possession. And then a loss of possession there from Jones, and he'll foul Duvan Zapata, who scored 2 goals last week. Fantastic goals. I was able to watch those against Ajax. Put it this way, if he gets a sniff or a shot at goal, it is going to be a very big problem for Liverpool. Here, Luis Muriel's trying to run in behind Gomez here. He's going to have the ball. He's going to have his back towards Gomez. And then he's going to pass the ball back to Hattenberg. Hattenberg's going to pass it back to Muriel. Here, they're kind of just work the possession. And then he tried to play a ball in behind for Zapata, but was cut out by Henderson and Robertson. Robertson's going to try to clear. He gets it to Mane. Mane back heels to Gini. And then Gini's on his horse right here. It's going to pass to Jota. Jota should probably play Gini in here and plays it too much for him. It'll go to Sportiello. Freule gets the ball. He's going to pass it over to Tolio. There are some other matches going around in the Champions League. Atletico Madrid actually tied Moscow Lokomotiv, and funny enough, Luis Suarez was actually yellow carded for going over and looking at the VAR monitor with the referee. Something that we're quite familiar with our little Pistolero doing his certain antics on the field, but it was quite funny, and it was but they did only get a draw away to in Moscow, I think it was. Hey, James Shepard, nice to see you again. Thanks for joining in. It looks like Allison's got a new fresh cut of hair as well as his trip back to Italy here. Luis Muriel's going to get the header. Reese Williams quick to it. Ball's going to come down. Mane is going to try to poke it away, but Atalanta is going to try to get control here. Hattenberg's going to pick up the pass. He's going to get it back to Rafael Tolio. Toloi. Tolio. I think that's the right way to say it. Henderson's going to get the interception from the pass from Reese Williams. And then Mane's going to back heel to, I think he thought it was Curtis Jones was making the run. But that was a pretty poorly placed ball. Arnold's then going to try to ping a diagonal to Mane, and then that's going to go completely Awry. Yes, it is election day. Hopefully this sporting event is a good distraction from the from the election day. But then again, if you haven't voted yet, I implore you to exercise your right to vote, whichever candidate you may choose or deem is better for the future of our for our country. But do exercise your right to vote. Arnold here is going to bang in a cross. It was a beautiful cross. Bernat was able to get across and clear that one out. Actually, it's kind of a funny topic on it. I've only been able to vote in technically 2 elections, and I never really thought much about the whole voting stuff, and it feels good. I suggest it. Doesn't matter if your candidate wins or lose, but it's like your voice. You should go out there and express it. It's actually pretty neat. It makes you feel pretty good about yourself. But there again, back to real sports. Hatzenberg's going to be moving up the sideline here, and that last possession there, and these last 2 opportunities have shown how Liverpool is able to actually catch out Atalanta on the break and quickly on the attack here. We've had 2 really good opportunities. That is a really good cross, but was cut out, and then a fantastic opportunity at the beginning of the match. Joe Gomez misses that cross, but then Robertson clears it away. Gini's going to get the ball. He's going to consider putting this one out for Sadio. He's probably going to get it out to Robertson here on his left, and Robertson's going to continue running. He doesn't really have many options ahead of him, and then he's going to go back to Henderson. Curtis Jones then gets the ball up to Arnold, or no, to Salah, sorry. Then back Arnold to Salah. Robertson sitting on the ball, waiting for it. Jota's going to get it up. Pretty interesting, actually. Jota's going to be playing through the middle, and Salah's going to be on his right and Sadio on his left. So it's a direct replacement for Firmino, which is kind of interesting. I actually expected possibly Mane going through the middle and then keeping Jota on the left and then having Salah on the right. But I think Klopp has elected to go for this. But then again, between the front 3, they move positions so much and it's so fluid. I don't think it really matters per se, like where exactly he's running through. I think throughout the match they'll probably switch positions, or even just in the run of play they kind of find each other on different sides of the pitch. Because Firmino sometimes will be on the left, and you're like, oh, he popped up there, and then you'll see like Mane through the middle. It's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. They like switch positions for that one play or something like that, or just the feel of the match. Robertson's trying to get that pass back into Mane. Freuler's going to pick up possession, and then it's a pretty strong tackle there by Henderson on Palasinac. You watch Eagles for Cowboys, why it was on primetime. Yeah, that was a really tough game to watch on Sunday night. I'll be 100% honest with you. I was in it was pretty tough, but I mean, I guess it was okay. But it was, it's something to have on the TV at least for Sunday night. Sadio's going to have a little space here on the left. He's going to be able to get a run at Pasalac if he decides to. He's going to play the ball in behind for Gini. Gini has some space here, thinking about playing the return ball to Mane. He does. Mane's going to think about taking a shot. No, he spreads it out to Curtis. Curtis leaves it off for Henderson, and then Henderson comes back and passes it to Curtis once Zapata came back to try to track back. And, yeah, really big win for the Steelers. It was actually really awesome. Being able to beat the Ravens. It was a really good game overall. And then here, Salah's going to be able to hold up the play. He's going to get it to Mane. Mane's going to cut it on his left. He's going to take a shot. Sportiello was forced into a save. Really good movement there, and good job to at least just get a shot on target there from Mane with his left foot. Thank you for the follow, Team Darkin. I really appreciate it. Hopefully you're enjoying the content or everything. Thanks for the follow. Much appreciated. And there's a really nice strike there from Sportiello. But yeah, I think honestly, James, though, I still don't think we're the best team in the league. Really quick pass here from Robertson to Jones. Arnold's probably going to be able to get this one in at the far post. He's going to look for Henderson. Ooh, there was a possibility to play that, and then Gini just kind of strangles Freuler to the ground. This is just for a foul. It's kind of like. Actually, it kind of looks like Freuler's just pushing into Gini's body and then falls. Those are really tricky ones for the refs. But to the American football side of it. But yeah, the Steelers are. I mean, they're looking pretty good. But then again, I still think the Chiefs are better than us. I think it would have to take a lot for the Chiefs to actually be able to beat us, or for us to actually beat them. So I think that's kind of still one of the main issues for us. I mean, throughout the season, this is the problem. Like with the NFL, I don't like when the Steelers and such are like so good, and then your team goes like undefeated, and then you have these such high expectations. Because in reality, like our expectations shouldn't really be that high. Yeah, back to back. Yeah, I do agree with that. But then again, it's still the regular season, right? Just has to count for the playoffs. As long as we get the number one seed and everything, then I'm pretty happy. But then again, we've won 2 Super Bowls as the 6th seed. So, and then Muriel's going to be passed in here. He's going to be on his left. Allison's actually saves with his feet there. He dove. Reese Williams going to pick that up. And to Muriel. And also the big things with the Titans and Ravens, the big thing about the Ravens is we basically just force them into their biggest weakness, which is make Lamar throw the ball, and then we also force the Titans into their biggest weakness, which is make Tannehill throw the ball. So, like, it's pretty, like, our setup is really good against those teams because we stop the run so well. And then here, Henderson's going to pass the ball back to Arnold. Ooh, a really nice ball. Curtis has kind of slipped in here. He's got someone on his back. He's going to take a shot with his left foot. It's going to go off of Sportiello's legs there. Very similar save to Allison, actually. And there was a possibility at a goal there. Honestly, he had a lot of space and time to be able to take this shot. If he actually cut it back more left, he would have scored 100%. But a nice run from Jones there from the midfield. Mane's going to be on the edge of the box. He's going to get a cross in. It's going to be cleared out quickly, and it's going to be secondarily cleared by Atalanta. But then Henderson's going to pick it up, pass it back to the center backs. Then Genie's going to be pushing up the field a little bit. He's Mane alongside him. Robertson cuts inside to Henderson. It's kind of weird. This, I would say this match is... Oh! A possibility. Jota's in here. Is getting pulled. He's going to chip it over. Sportiello, and it's a goal. Diogo Jota, I think, is now going to possibly make the argument to replace Bobby Firmino with this goal. The movement, the work rate, everything has been absolutely beautiful for Diogo Jota. That is now 3 goals in 3 games for Diogo. I mean, this run, he's onside too. It's the ball. If the defender makes any contact with him, he's going to go down once again. You can't touch him there. He got on the wrong side. I think that was Palomino, and there's just nothing you can do. This time, he does what he was supposed to do, and he chips the goalkeeper. Like we said in the first minute when he had the opportunity, he decided not to chip the keeper, and there's going to be of course, doesn't surprise me that ball is from Alexander Arnold right there to slot him in. It's a beautiful side. Palomino just ends up on the wrong side of him, and then he can't touch him once he's already gone. Sportiello is quick off his line as well. Jota, once again, proving to be the low-key biggest bargain of the summer. And then here's Zapata's going to be inside. He's going to cross it back to the middle. Freudler's not going to be able to get onto it, but Hatzenberg's here. Atalanta not taking any breaks and pushing forward. Muriel sends it across, but then Allison's going to come out and take that one up. Allison with a really long throw. If they changed the cameras, I can tell you where it went. It went to Mane. Mane's going to try to play in. Salah. Oh, just a little bit too much on that one. If he leaves that one up a little quickly, he's in there for that goal. But a really nice quick outlet pass there from Allison that sent that counterattack on the right there. If he gets that pass right, it's most likely a goal for Mane. It makes sense for Jota to replace Firmino as well as Jota has fit in and made it. Yeah, I agree. I don't... Like, you can't... Like, it's not Firmino's fault, if you know what I mean. Like, like, if you're the coach, right, you're not going to be like, Firmino, you're done. Like, you're not good enough. It's like, well, Bobby, you've been playing, like, pretty much every single match for the last, like, 5 years. And this guy over here is scoring in goals, like, left and right. Like, we're going to let him play for a little bit, and then you're going to come back in, right? So I think it's like a... Like, Bobby is still, like, for me, he's still our number one striker, 100%. The system, everything works so well with him. But and then Muriel's possibly going to be in here. He's going to shoot on his left foot. Allison's going to spill it. Whew. Good job, Allie. And then Curtis Jones, I think, is going to pick up a yellow card here at some point for his foul on Freudler. It looked I think he reacted, and it made it look way worse than it was, and then the referee played the advantage. But, yeah, back to the Firmino thing. I still think he's our best striker. I think he just needs a little break. I mean, literally the guy's job is to run and not stop, right? Like, after you did that for 4 to 5 years, maybe your break's good. And I honestly think in general, like, this is what I also, like, why I wanted us to bring in attackers for this exact reason. Now Bobby's like oh Jesus, like I can't even start anymore. Like I need to pick it up. Like I need to start scoring goals. I need to start training harder. I need to do all this harder. It just raises the competition of the squad, which is exactly what we want. So I'm pretty happy with that. LFC fan, Jota replacement in all games. Hopefully, I used to like. Yeah, I think LSC fan on the YouTube side here. I think the ultimate role for Firmino is what we've actually seen already a few times. Is the I think the best place for him is actually playing in that cam role and playing in the 4-2-3-1, and having Jota at the top and then him like sitting just below it in the midfield to actually pick it up, and then they like move positions throughout it. We've seen that happen a few times, and I think it was better for his like overall more natural position. I also think, oh, this is a long ball possibly to Salah here from Andy Robertson. It's going to go up in the air, and we're just chasing it. And then Genie's going to try to pick up the ball here in the midfield. He's going to strangle Froila again. And it should be a yellow card at this point. Yeah, it should be. That's twice now, Genie. Got to calm down over there. It's like really aggressive. Maybe Klopp only told him he's playing 60 minutes. So, but like this is the second time he's tried to like literally strangle the guy. So, and yeah, sure, thank you. I love football for placing that. And then Curtis Jones actually did get the yellow card there as well. Get Genie, Hendo Firmino in the midfield, Fab at center back when they get back. Yeah, I mean, LSC. I agree with you. I think this like next kind of like 4 to 5 months is like seeing how we can cope with this. And to be honest with you, I think we've been coping like extremely well. Yeah, it's probably a scam. If it is, I'll just delete it and ban him from the chat. But I just don't feel like doing that right now because I'm too lazy. Hatzenberg's gonna play it. Ooh, that would have been a really nice ball to play in behind for Luis Muriel to run onto that one. So that was pretty close there. But yeah, no, I completely agree. I completely agree with this is like it's a trial time for us, but also at the same time, we haven't really done that bad. We're still top of the league. We're still the top in the Champions League group stage. Granted, for like this information, right? For like this match, Jota's gonna actually get a really nice ball here. He's gonna play it back to Curtis Jones. Curtis is gonna dangle and play around with his feet here, and then Robertson's going to pass it back to Jones here. A nice quick 1-2 with Jota. Jota passes it back to Robertson instead. And then Robertson's going to pass back out. No, Mane, and then Mane's going to get it out to Reece Williams. Yeah, well, I just typed in what you put into chat, and it didn't work for me. No, I actually wasn't able to watch that Formula One race. Unfortunately, I had quite the Halloween, so I woke up, I woke up pretty late. I'll be honest with you, on Sunday there. But so back to kind of what I was saying, and I've been preaching this and saying this a lot. Like overall, how bad the team is right now, and we've lost like 5 first-team starters, 6. I mean, so many people have been out in injury throughout the entire season, and we're still top of the league. And then on top of it, we're top of the league, and then on top of it, we're top of the Champions League group stage for right now in like live table stats, I guess you could say. Like, I can't really complain about the season. Like, it's fine. And then Mane's gonna try to play this ball in behind. He does. Oh, it was to the wrong person. Oh, Jota actually gets there. He's gonna play the cross in, and that's gonna make the come out. And it's gonna be cleared out there really nicely. That was a great play by that. Well, Mane kind of played the ball for Robertson and Jota, and then Jota just ended up getting on it. It was a better place for him. Mane is going to be able to get the ball out of his feet to Genie. Arnold, Salah's got his back turned. Got the defender on him. There's about 3 people around him as well. He's trying to just wriggle around. He's going to get to Henderson. He's going to get it back to Robertson. Robertson's going to take a shot, and it's going to go back to Liverpool across the English Channel. Portiello here is going to be able to get the goal kick out, get us restarted here. Overall, still pretty. Still, this match, I would not necessarily say Liverpool is very comfortable in it. Maybe acting as if I'm comfortable in it, but I'm not. This Atalanta team is not a team that will ever back down, and is also a team that can score a goal really quickly on the style of their play. Jota's going to be trying to get that ball in, and he's actually going to get called for a foul on sorry, Toledo. Is this? No, it wasn't. It was Palomi. Yeah, Hamilton got. I heard that. I wasn't too sure about that. I heard he did get scammed, but or got not scammed. Sorry, I'm reading the other chat. That word popped in my head. That he did get lucky, but I think it's kind of at this point he's kind of like gotten away from everybody, like in the points race and everything. So. And then Genie's going to be able to pass this one to Curtis Jones. Oh, the ball's going to be missed. Jota's going to get onto it. Jota's got to. Oh, if Jota gets that touch to Mane, it's going to be a goal. Oh, that was really close there. That was a mistake there by the Atalanta center back. Arnold's going to throw in a ball. It's going to actually fall to Mane, and then Mane's not able to get that touch back onto his left foot, but he was adjudged offside, so it's okay. This is going to be the offside flagging call. Yeah, it was a really good call. He was totally fine there. Yeah, it's 7 times in a row. Oh. It's a pretty tough tackle here. Zapata's going to try to bring the ball up. Duvan, he's going to get it over to Hattenborg. Sorry. Freuler, back to Hattenborg. To Muriel. Muriel's going to turn onto his left foot, get it to Freuler. Freuler is going to try to run in, and he's going to be crawling. He's trying not to actually dive, and it's going to go out on the cross to Duvan, and it'll go out for a goal kick. Yeah, I was going to give an update of all the groups there at halftime, and that was definitely on my topic of things to cover with Real Madrid and Inter. Because they are at a pretty interesting situation now, to be honest with you. I mean, Real Madrid's up 1-0 on Inter currently, but still, it's kind of like a weird group. Real Madrid just has not been playing to the level it necessarily needs to. But I'm pretty sure Gladbach and Real Madrid tied, and then everybody else has beaten that other team. But we'll look at the groups. Yeah, I completely agree that they totally threw the game. Yeah, not like purposely threw it away, but I mean they were definitely in the position to win that game, and they unfortunately just were not able to. Yeah, it was just kind of a weird. I mean, you basically had Sergio Ramos assisting to I think who was it? Who scored? It was Ramos scored one goal, and then it was Casemiro scored the other one. So I gotta say it was pretty interesting how it has worked out. Yeah, but Shakhtar actually got beaten 6-0 by Gladbach today, so not doing so hot today at least. I also would have this. Oh, that's a nice ball over to Zapata. If he's going to be onside, Arnold's going to cross back. He's going to cross onto his right foot, and it's going to be blocked, and it's going to hit the bar. But it was also judged offside. And then Reece Williams is having, or wait, it's not more like a conversation. It's more like Allison's just yelling at Reece.
It's pretty tight, but I think he is just. I think he went a fraction too soon.
They didn't lose 3-0. They lost 6-0. A little worse. Yeah. A little worse. And I'm pretty sure that was also in Ukraine. Yeah, it was in Ukraine. Salah tries to get that ball off, but he's going to be muscled off the ball by Barat. And that long ball in here for Zapata. Zapata's going to be running at Reece Williams. Reece Williams has it. And then Zapata's going to cut in, try to get across through, and it'll sky over everybody's head through, and it'll go out of play, I think, for a throw in there for Liverpool. Why is Atalanta not doing good in this area? I don't. I think it's just a kind of touched on this earlier. Their team's not necessarily at the end of like it's like high level. I mean, they aren't necessarily not really doing that bad actually. I mean, they're only fourth and they're only 4 points behind Milan, and they're the leaders. They're actually only one. They're actually tied on points for Juventus. So I actually think they're doing pretty well in this area. If you'd have to ask me, just like looking at it statistically, I mean, they dropped 2 early matches, but other than that, they've won all 4 matches. And Salah's going to get that ball. There's a possible handball there. If we do score off of this, oh no, he loses the ball, so it doesn't matter. Hattenborg's going to be cut out and stopped there by Henderson. But the Atalanta project, right, they started like 4 to 5 years ago, and they were doing very well, and they're continuing to do extremely well, but their players are starting to get older. The Hattenborgs, the Zapatas, the Muriels, they're all starting to get into their 30s, so it's like they almost have to restart the project back again. Granted, like, they're still doing fine. They're still fourth, and they're tied for points with Juve. Oh, that's good that you're a Juventus fan. I don't have much of a problem with that. I studied abroad in Milan, so I went to a lot of AC Milan Inter derbies and stuff like that, and got to watch a lot of the matches. I like the Milan clubs just because I live there, but I don't like I just like me actually being an Italian. I like to see the Serie A like actually do well. So I just genuinely am a fan of Italian football, like even on the European stage. I think it's fat. It used to be so good in like the 80s and 90s. It used to be the best league in the world. I just kind of wish it was sort of like that again. It would be kind of cool. Jota's going to be fighting in the midfield, and then he picks this ball up. He's going to have a run at the defense, and he tries to play in a crazy ball there, and it's going to be cut out. Freuler's going to pick this ball up, and he's going to get it back. I mean, you could be a fan of a lot of different clubs. I feel like I don't. I always find it weird when they're like, especially in different leagues, right? Like you could have like your one like truthful one that you should like actually love to be and like love that fan, but like you don't necessarily have to like. I like some teams around like I like teams like I like Bayern. I like Dortmund. Dortmund's one of like my favorite clubs to like actually watch just because I like their style. It's very similar to us and like that. So it's like I'm a fan of that team. I've gone to Dortmund matches. I don't mind watching Bayern either. They're like pretty good club. I like watching Juve. Like you could be a fan of multiple teams, but also like at the end of the day, like I'll actually get upset if Liverpool loses. I won't really get upset if Bayern does or like Dortmund does, if that makes sense. But hey, as long with if you support Rangers, you do have the Stevie Gerrard connection there, so that is a pretty good one. You should be a Liverpool commentator. Hey, I hope they give me a call. I'd appreciate it. I don't know if they want anybody with a Yankee accent there though. I may have to develop a Scouse accent if if they do call me up. Corner in here, cleared away. Yeah, I don't. I mean, Gomez here, ball. This is a really nice one for Jota. He's gonna come back and it's a goal again. Diogo Jota. I mean, just crowned the guy king already. This guy's amazing. This guy's like actually amazing. Gomez plays an absolute beautiful diagonal. He's onside 100%. He's on the back of Hattenberg. He takes it on his left foot. Hattenberg's wrong-footed, and then he just half volleys it and puts it in the back of net. Sadio scored a very similar goal like this last year, actually. I'm pretty sure. I forget who it was against, but it was like one of those diagonal long balls. He cut it off with his left foot, half volleyed it back onto his right foot. Unbelievable. And what a call also. Like, you have to give credits and Jurgen Klopp to have some balls to be able to put in Jota to start and sit for Mino too, just because of form and everything. Turns out to be really the right decision for Klopp and the Reds. Then again, 2-0 against this Atalanta side is not it's not a comfortable lead, I would have to say. This is a very good squad and a team that actually won't stop fighting ever and probably won't ever stop running. Yeah, he is one of those natural Liverpool players. I'd have to agree with you, James. It's one of those, like, you look at his statistics and all that, and he had the same stats, the same everything at Wolves, the same stuff as Sadio did, at Salah did at their older clubs. So it's basically take that same mold, put him in the Liverpool system, and you'll see him kind of grow. And that's exactly what it is, except it hasn't taken him that long. Gomez is going to muscle Muriel off the ball here, and then, possibly Muriel's going to actually get the best of Gomez. Now, he doesn't almost get the best. He's going to be cut back. He's going to have to be able to pass it into 88 in the middle. He's going to pass it. Mircevic is going to pass it, and it's going to be cut out there by Arnold. Salah, Curtis, nice back heel. Salah to Mane, another back heel. It's like we're in love with the back heel today. It's like literally 6 in a row. But yeah, back to some of these comments in chat here. I actually think the problem with Juve, and I know you are a Juve fan, the problem is they're most likely always going to win the Serie A, right? So like the only thing that can really like differentiate your season is if you win the Champions League. So I can't. Oh, Mane possibly he's going to nick the ball here. He's going to be at the running. He's running, cuts onto his right foot, takes a shot. Sportiello, incredible save there at a full stretch. Mane cut into his right and tried to hit the top corner and hit the side netting, but Sportiello was a fantastic save there. You have to give him credit 100%. Great goalkeeping there. Great position, cuts inside. Yeah, it's really good goalkeeping. Credit to him. Fantastic save.
Away to his left. He had to get that touch, although that was going to nestle into that corner. What a save.
It's going to be a corner kick here for Liverpool. Oh, Morata. I mean, Morata's just hopped around football clubs, and he's just never stuck to me. I don't really understand him as a striker, per se. Corner in here, fighting. Reese, Gini. Oh. I think Reese was actually climbing the back on someone. Actually, he was getting a shirt grab. It's kind of weird. And yeah, Haaland is a fantastic player to watch. He is one of my favorite. I'd have to say he is one of my favorite players to watch in the off time. It was actually pretty interesting. Jesse March, who is the RB Salzburg coach, will ball played in behind here again for Jota, and Jota's going to be inside of the box. It's going to be played out for a corner kick. It's actually pretty interesting. Jesse March, the coach of Salzburg, actually came out and he had like a 2-minute clip saying how Haaland is actually pretty much destined for Liverpool. And hey, I'm not going to be upset about that if he is. Yeah, 5 goals in the last 4 matches here. James Shepard is pointing out on the Twitch side of things for Diogo Jota. That's an insane scoring record. And he's also not only just doing it in the Premier League, but he's doing it in the Champions League, and he's doing it in the Premier League. So he's doing it in all places. Away from home, corner in, near post. Freuler's going to get it, and he's going to clear. It's going to fall to Gomez. Muriel's going to chase. Gomez gets enough on it to get it back to Alisson, and then Alisson's going to pass it up to Alexander-Arnold. Curtis Jones to Gini to Hendo. Hendo to Jones. Jones back to Hendo. Henderson back to Gini. Atalanta is a little more pushed up the pitch than they typically have been throughout the match here. Gini's going to get the ball down. He's going to end up going all the way back to Gomez, which will end up going all the way back to Alisson. Alisson needs to get this ball out and clear it. He will clear it towards Salah's side. Salah doesn't win the header. He's climbed on his back. And, Henderson tried to play the reverse ball back to Mane, but kind of mishit it. But it ends up finding Salah, so not the worst situation ever. Oh, almost went through from Jota. Robertson to Mane. Mane with the 1-2 with Salah. Salah's got his back. He can't turn it. He's trying to get it back in, feed it to Mane, but it was cut out really well there. I love Lewandowski. Yeah, Lewandowski. I actually have a pretty interesting comment on Lewandowski's French football, and I think I talked about this before. French football is the one that's kind of in charge of the Ballon d'Or and everything like that, and they just like didn't do it this year because of COVID. Like the biggest and most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. Like Lewandowski got robbed, like hardcore, of that award. He totally deserved that, and they're like, yeah, we're just not going to give it this year. It's like, dude, this is one of the hardest seasons ever. Even more credit to him that he was able to win the Ballon d'Or in a season like this. Jota's almost doesn't play the inside pass for Salah, who was running onto the pit, or running into goal there. Who do you think is the greatest U.S. soccer player?
His overall play. Terrific first half for him. Rafa Gomez hasn't really got
It's a really good question, actually, James.
He's such a force.
I don't. It depends on what you're going for. For like actual ability and like scoring prowess. Like, yeah, Landon Donovan like actually did play in the Premier League and did score some goals. In like all of Europe and possible potential, like Pulisic is still technically better, in my opinion, at this age than Landon Donovan ever was. So technically, he's a better U.S. soccer player. But in terms of like career and everything like that, like Tim Howard's pretty hard to beat. But then again, he's also a goalkeeper. Hattenberg's going to get the ball poked off of him by Gomez, and then Gini's going to try to just slow down the play and get this one out, played out from the back as the Atalanta presses on. Mane passes it back to Gini. But it's kind of a hard, because like Dempsey also he did some pretty incredible stuff in the World Cup and stuff, so it's pretty hard to judge for like actual U.S. soccer impact and all that. Like Landon still, I think, had the most impact on like actually getting the sport and making it more popular in the U.S., but like pure ability, Pulisic right now is like technically the best ever soccer player for the U.S. I mean, he has been playing pretty well in the Premier League, and the goals that he scores in the Premier League, I mean, they weren't like, I mean, Landon Donovan wasn't scoring like those and that type of stuff. So, I mean, that's just kind of my opinion on it, but it's pretty tough. It's a good question, actually. And here, sorry. People are saying that right now Serie A is more interesting than the Premier League. Yeah, I do and don't. I actually think the Premier League this year is nuts. Like, if you look at the top four, which we'll get into, it just like makes no absolute sense. Like, it's wild. I think like all leagues in Europe right now are crazy. Granted, does that mean the quality of play is really good? I don't know. Or I'm not going to say it's good or bad, but like, does the lower teams being higher up, does that mean like the quality of the league's worse, the football's worse? In my opinion, it just kind of makes it more entertaining because every single match is more interesting, but kind of similar for the Serie A too. Who are you voting for in the election? I probably won't judge. I'm not going to say who I'm voting for in the election, but I will say that you guys should get out and vote. Support your whatever candidate you like. It's a really good thing that you should do. It's everybody's right to vote as well, and you should exercise that 100%. So I can't say who I'm going to vote for, but because if I say that, right, I lose like half of my followers, and then I lose the other half of the followers. It's better to stay in the middle, so I have 100% followers, right? instead of cutting it in half. So Robertson here to Mane. Mane with the possible cross. It's going to go all the way over his head. Salah's not going to be able to get there. And yeah, James, the shout to Tim. He played for Everton for a really long time. I think people forget how long like Tim Howard was actually the number one goalkeeper at Everton. And to specifically, I think it's. I actually think he was like the best goalkeeper they've had for a really long time. I'm trying to like think of other goalkeepers that had come in after him. I mean, I would take Tim Howard over Pickford any day of the week. Like, I actually think he may have been like the last like pretty solid Everton goalkeeper. And that's fine. Hey, if that's who you want to support, LFC fan, that's totally fine. And hopefully you're able to go exercise that right to vote and get to the polls as everybody should, either candidate. Oh, Robertson possibly really long ball. If Salah can get on the end of it, I don't think he will. And then Inter, thank you for the update. Inter scored. We'll be doing a recap of all the goals at halftime. I can't show the goals, but I'm just talking through the general vibes of the matches and what's going on. There have been some scores across the Champions League and across Europe. I would say nothing too crazy score-wise. All the matches sort of falling the right way. And, of course, Manchester City gets to play like Olympiacos this week. And then They rest. Man City rested most, I think 4 or 5 players. Laporte didn't play today. A few others didn't play. They're resting it for the Liverpool game. Sort of same thing that Klopp is doing, I guess. Ball's going to be played out here. Quick, very quick one from Alisson to Arnold. That gets it out to Salah, but the quick counterattack just kind of breaks down. And then Arnold's going to be able to break this little press here by playing a cross-field pass to Robertson. Pickford has arms of a T-Rex. Yeah, the T-Rex memes are pretty good. Yeah, James, I can agree with that one. I think that one's fair and a very unpolitical statement to say. Yeah. Out of the population, I think we could have done a little better with our 2 candidates. Yeah, I think that's fair. That's a very apolitical statement to say, right? That's it for politics. I do agree with you. That's a fair thing to say. As if everybody went to the moon, those 4 people went to the moon, and we went on with the world and tried to find new candidates. Yeah, it'd probably be better off. Just saying. And as with that, we're gonna go to halftime. And thanks E Warren for 09. It's hilarious. It's politics, and the first thing when I see E Warren, I think Elizabeth Warren, but. Thank you very much, E Warren 09 for the follow there. I really appreciate it. And here's just going to be the quick highlights from the 2 Diogo Jota goals, but we'll be able to get into those and break those down a little more. Nobody scored in our match. Our match went to halftime, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure who Eduardo Costa is speaking about, because for me, everybody's. All the matches are still not done yet. Hold on. I have to get them updated. Maybe somebody did score in another match. I'm going to go through those. I'm waiting for all of them to get to halftime currently, though. I have a question. For the people in chat, would you rather me just do the Liverpool games? Or, because I've seen this thing during the Champions League, CBS does this, goal zone. Which, they switch between all the matches, but they're I guess unless you were watching it, it wouldn't work. Yeah, never mind. That wouldn't work because it's hard to actually watch that because it's only on CBS. Never mind. I was thinking of a different idea. All right, here. Sorry, gonna go through the UCL score lines. I think all of them are getting to halftime now. In our group. I need to get a sip of coffee or water. All right, in our group here, Midtjylland and Ajax. Ajax is leading 2-1 at the break. Anthony scored in the first minute. Interesting. Dusan Tadic then scored in the 13th minute. And then Andres Dreyer pulled one back for Midtjylland in the 18th minute. So if all stands right now, this means that we would go top of the group with 9 points. And then I'm pretty sure... This would put Ajax at 7 points, so they'd be 2 points. Oh no, these are live and updated. Oh wow, okay, these are live and updated. That would be our 3rd win, so that would actually put us 5 points clear. And I'm pretty sure if the stats hold as of right now, this would basically guarantee us into the next spot as long as we get draws coming in for our next matches. So basically, we get this win, and we pretty much should be safe. Going through in the Champions League, which would be a miracle. Not a miracle. Would be fantastic. And then here, the next match is, yes, this is the, as you mentioned in chat here, Salzburg versus Bayern Munich. Salzburg actually got the first goal there by way of Bersha in the 4th minute. And then Lewandowski, a penalty, slots it away in the 21st. And then Rasmus Christensen scores an own goal in the 44th minute. The other one that we had commented and we spoke about during halftime was Real Madrid and Inter, 2 pretty massive clubs going at it in the realm of, I would say, Italian and Spanish football. Karim Benzema scores in the 25th minute, Ramos in the 33rd, and then 2 minutes later, Lautaro Martinez scores in the 35th minute. If you have 2 screens, I would probably suggest putting this one up on the other screen if you're also watching the Liverpool match. FC Porto versus Marseille. Porto, I feel like every single time we talk about their scoreline, they're winning, and they're winning comfortably. They're up Marega scored in the 4th minute, and then Sergio Oliveira takes the penalty in the 28th to give them the 2-0 lead against Andre Villas-Boas's Marseille side. And then, like usual, we have Ferran Torres scoring for Manchester City in the 12th minute. They are beating the Olympiacos squad. Granted, this is also a pretty easy team for them, Manchester City. I wonder how they get all these easy groups. It has nothing to do with the fact that they are that they have so much oil money that they pay, and it has nothing to do with that. It's totally legit that they get such an easy group every year. Yeah, imagine. I think they're pretty sure that was a rumor at one point of us buying Wilfred Bonny. To be 100% honest with you, there's also It's unbelievable the things that we used to be linked to. It makes me want to throw up when I look back at it. It's just pretty disgusting to say. It's like some of these players we were actually linked with and we considered buying. The big thing I actually did want to say, this was going to touch on to the Premier League. This is where I wanted to go with this because the match I did watch yesterday was quite a fascinating match, actually. I watched the Leicester City versus Leeds match yesterday, which I'm not like a fan of Leicester. I'm not like a fan of Leeds, but I appreciate their clubs. Like when Leicester won the league, I was like totally for it. Yeah, like we were having a terrible year. I'd rather them win it than anybody else, and it's a pretty good story for the club. It's pretty neat to see. The Leicester City versus Leeds match was really fascinating to me yesterday. It kind of shows the possible exposure that Leeds has playing that Marco Bielsa style. In the Premier League, because it leaves them so open, and like the actual like physical caliber of player and quality of player on Leeds like isn't super high. Like yeah, they're pretty good players, but they're not like the greatest players ever. So when you play that like high octane style and you're giving possession up, you're gonna get scored upon. And that's kind of what happened with Leicester City yesterday. Jamie Vardy and I think it's Uzman or Uzbek, the Turkish winger that came on too. I mean, they've absolutely crushed them. I have to say, Leicester City has won all their away matches this season so far, and they're 5-2. They're only 1 point behind us. You got to give some respect. Granted, I know we're Liverpool. It's kind of a Liverpool channel, and we don't really and we have some interesting opinions, I would say, about Brendan Rodgers. But I got to give credit where credit's due. He's doing a pretty good job with this Leicester side. I actually did roast Leicester pretty badly after the win that we had last year in February, and they were actually challenging for the title at that time. They didn't win a match until like literally during quarantine. So just think about that. This is a really good start for them this season. I don't hate Leeds. But I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I've been watching that Amazon Prime documentary on them, and it's really cool. Like, it's kind of hard to, like, hate a team after you, like, get to know the players and feel the passion of the city. You kind of have to respect that. But hopefully their style and their high-octane style isn't just going to... Hope it doesn't end up like Bournemouth type thing. I think there's more structure to it. Easy group for City yet. Always fail in the later stages. Yeah. Tottenham 4-3. Rodgers versus Klopp for the title race. Imagine. Yeah, but that was similar last year. I'm pretty sure that was happening last year because I think the only one that was actually closest to us was Leicester. And then we beat them in February. I think it was like that 4-1 match where we just we shredded them that game. Like it looked like we were a team like on another planet how well we played. And then after that, they literally never played well again the rest of the season. I would say though, Rodgers is a good manager, but there are some pretty odd things that he does sometimes with formations. I think he's too stubborn. So what's my analysis? He looks at the way how you can play, and he looks at how you can actually beat the team, right? But then he actually just only sticks to that. Like if something's happening on the pitch, it's he does not react to it at all, in my opinion. Very well. It's very much to his plan. So if everything goes according to plan, going this way, gets the sub, he got the subs on spot on yesterday. It was beautiful. Getting James Maddison on and everything. But there's some times where you're just I don't really know about that one. It's I don't really know why you're setting up Super League this way. I think he's just slightly too stubborn in the way he manages. But other than that, when he's not and he makes adjustments, he makes fantastic adjustments. But I think it's he is those on and off days where it's what really determines it is if the other manager changes and affects something, and then it can throw him for a loop. But I think Flop in the second half of seasons Yeah. There we go. Oh, and also RioVB33. Thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate that. Thanks for enjoying. Hopefully, you're enjoying the content. If you guys are enjoying the content, it would be much appreciated and be very nice. Just drop a follow on the Twitch side of things, or drop a subscribe on the YouTube side of things. All of it is free. So just if you're hanging out, enjoying the chat, please drop that follow. But as of the Premier League standings right now, I would have to say, if someone would ask me, who do you think is going to possibly win the league? I think right now, realistically, with all our injuries, I can't say I think we're going to win. I just don't. I don't. I think over time it's going to catch up with us. But if we do, it's like, holy shit, like, this is the greatest thing in the world, right? And like, this is fantastic. But I don't want to put that pressure on the team, because I don't think we actually, like, we have too many injuries to actually say, yes, we should win. If Van Dijk doesn't get injured, 100%, yes, we should win. But right now, we're leading the Premier League. Granted, it's only been 7 games. We're leading by 1 point against Leicester City. I think Tottenham at 14 points, they get a lot of like trash spoken about them, but they're actually a pretty good team. Once they start getting things under control, I think Mourinho just needs to sort of change that locker room. I think there's a weird like tendency about Spurs, and it was very similar to Liverpool before Klopp got there. But it was like, if you're losing, like, the tendency to make a mistake is so high on that team, and the tendency to like stop trying is so high on that team. You just see, it's like, why do you lose that? Like, you just stop trying. Like, you stop fighting for it. And that was very similar to Liverpool until Klopp came around. So I think Mourinho just needs to change that culture. Once he flips that switch, and they're all out there and they'll die for each other, I think they're flying high, and I think they can definitely challenge the title. Do you think City could win? Yeah, I do think City can win. I know City right now hasn't had the greatest run of form. They still have 1 game in hand to play. So say they win that game, they're 14th and they're tied for 3rd. The big thing with Man City is that it's a team that can always string together a decent amount of runs, right? It's a team that'll have a rough start, then get a bunch of runs in the Premier League, dominate it, get the results, and then suddenly they're top of the league. If they're able to get the 6-point swing and beat us this weekend, yeah, I think they're favorites, 100%. If we're able to kind of like quell it and we're able to at least get a draw out of it, I still think they're somewhat favorites. Not favorites, but I still think they're going to 100% be in the running for it. I think the match this weekend determines a lot, since it is kind of like one of those 6-point swingers. And that match is at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time, Sunday, this weekend. Definitely come out here and check that one out. I will be nervous as bits watching that one. That one's going to be quite of a wild game. For some reason, I don't know if it's just me, but do you guys feel that the Premier League matches have been so much more stressful and like difficult than these Champions League matches? I feel like every single Premier League match we're like going to war. It's awful. Like, the style of play is just way worse. And then we come to the Champions League, it's like, all right, like, we can play some football. Like, these clubs want to play football. I feel like I just feel like it's been so hard watching the Premier League recently. Yeah. We are away from home, but I'll confirm with you here about that one in just a second. Yeah, this one's going to be at City. But, James, the big thing about this game being at City is that the return match is after the holidays and everything. So there's a possibility that there's actually there's a chance that we come back and play at Anfield with fans for the second leg, or like the second match when we play them at Anfield. So that's the possibility. It's actually like, I don't really mind getting this game out of the way earlier, just so we can possibly have that advantage coming down the stretch, and hopefully have some fans in the stadium, right? That would be awesome. And yeah, I agree with you. My heart rate in the PL has just been nuts. I don't understand it. It's just, to be honest with you, it's just freaking mind blowing. It's like, guys, like, can we play how we played at midweek, please? Like, what's so hard about this? Just like, get this through your head, you know? I'm going to take a quick restroom break. We're about to kick back off in about a minute or like 2 minutes. So just gonna quick restroom break, get some more water, fill it up, because my mouth is really dry. Oh yes. The VAR decision, yeah, don't even get me started. And then the unbelievable. Just scrap it. But I will say, last comment before I go take a quick 30 seconds. The referees have been going to the monitors. I like that. Thank you, Premier League, for making them do that. I think yesterday, like, Andre Mariner went to do it for the last goal in the Leicester Leeds penalty. Like, just send him to the monitor. Don't have some random guy up there and be like, yeah, like, oh, it's overturned. No. Tell him, yeah, I think you should probably go look at the monitor. It's pretty questionable. And then the ref on the field needs to be the one to determine if he himself should overturn his own decision. Not someone else overturning someone else's decision. The referee on the field made the decision. Let him give himself the opportunity to be like, yeah, I was wrong. It's a penalty or something like that. That was my last 30 seconds spiel.
This match is brought to you by Lay's. And Expedia, UEFA Champions League official sponsors.
As at Anfield, victory there could well see them through with 2 games to spare. A very good first 45 minutes, mate.
Incredibly impressive. Really got reactions delighted with what he saw. He'll be wondering now when to make changes.
Hey guys,
with
let's
the
kick
game
it off.
against City at the weekend.
Up we go in the second half then. Atalanta in the blue and black and kicking from right to left. Trail to the 2 from Diogo Jota. And he's 5 in 4 games for him. He tends to score in spurts. He scored 6 in a 3-game period for Wolves in February and 4 in a 2-game period for them last Christmas time.
All right, we're back for the second half. Apologies for that. All right, let's see if we can hold the second half lead here. I do expect Atalanta to come out absolutely firing. So this, I would like this scoreline to hold. Do I think that's going to happen? No. Cross played in here. Allison's going to be quick to it, but it will go out for a corner kick here for Atalanta. And when I say, do I think the scoreline's going to hold, I mean that in the sense of, like, I want it to hold for Liverpool, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah, let's do this. I'm right there with you. Fuller is walking over to the corner flag, ready to get the ball in here. Also, I love football. I agree with that. Sorry, I didn't read that earlier. I thought it was something else. But yeah, they're banned. Ridiculous. They should have been banned. Go. Ball in there. Ooh, Curtis gets that one out. Oh, my. He actually gets that ball out to Salah. Salah, one-on-one with the goalkeeper. He's got one defender with him. He's going to try to cut back onto his left. He's going to finish with the left. Goal, Mo Salah! The Egyptian king has returned. And if we were in Egypt, he would be getting way more votes than any candidate. Believe it or not, when there was the Egyptian election, he himself got 3 million votes from getting written on handpaper. Wonder how it would be if it was in Egypt now. Credit to the Egyptian king. Beautiful job there from Curtis Jones. This is Hattenberg's just on his horse. Hattenberg follows Salah. Salah smartly, really smartly goes to his right. Draws the defender in with him. Draws the goalkeeper to the left. Cuts back to his left. Finishes high. Top upper 90 corner shot right there. Beautiful. Unbelievable counterattack and quick goal there off of the corner kick.
Excellent counter from Liverpool. That should be just about enough.
That was butter. That was so nice. It's actually really nice 'cause now I'm a little more comfortable. 3-0 is a little better, but still, Atalanta team is not a team that's going to necessarily quit.
That I was telling you about. That's his first goal against them since leaving Basel in January 2014 in 307 minutes.
But yeah, sorry. Back to what I was saying to responding to your comment. I love football in the on the YouTube chat. Is a long ball is going to be played in here. Robertson's going to do well and just hit it back to Allison. I completely don't understand like that fair play rules and all that. It's like they blatantly broke the rule, and like nothing happened. Like the weirdest thing ever. Like I'm not out here trying to call for like Man City's head or anything, but like if you broke the rules and you got no punishment, like why can't we just break the rules? Like obviously we don't have enough. Well, that was a dumb point. We don't have enough money to break the rules, but like We literally just don't have enough money to do it. But like, if the rules are there, like why do you just like let them back in the Champions League? I don't know. I thought that was weird. Oh, and then Salah's going to play Mane, and Mane's going to be in here. Mane's going to chip the keeper, and it's 4! Sadio Mane has scored. And this is an absolute rout, I would have to say. I got to say, I did not expect this to get 2 goals right away in this one, but Atalanta definitely came out to try to push up the pitch here. And I mean, Mane's just getting in behind right now and just absolutely making – that's a beautiful chip over Sportiello. Sportiello does actually a really good job to come out there and make himself big. The problem is, I've said this so many times. Guys, I've said this so many times. You can't play a back 3 against Liverpool. It doesn't work. This is exactly why. Because you're getting in these positions where you have 3 center backs, and the 3 center backs have 3 people to guard or to defend. Granted, this is not in like when they're moving the unit and have it forward. In scrambling positions, you have 3 center backs for 3 forwards. If you draw one of them, that means the other guy, they're all one-on-one. Like, you don't want to play one-on-one with Salah, Jota, and Mane. It's a disaster waiting to happen. I've said this so many times. Every time someone plays a back 3 against us and like doesn't park the bus like West Ham did, which really was like a back 6, let's be honest, it causes problems because you get those one-on-ones and you can play easy balls in behind. I've said it so many times. You can't play a back 3 like that and push up against the pitch and expect to beat us. Granted, I understand and I respect the style of Atalanta, but it's not going to work. Gomez there decides to clear that one. I think Alisson had a shout, but better safe than sorry there for Gomez. Zapata's going to be able to get that one, and he's going to get a goal kick here. And yeah, talk about scoreline. This is a beautiful scoreline. This is what I was just saying. It makes no sense. These games during the midweek are so much easier. Gomez here is going to have the corner. This is the Atalanta Gomez. Corner kick in. Zapata! Ooh. Alisson with a beautiful save there. Nice reactions. And then Arnold's going to be here on a break. He possibly can play Curtis Jones if he decides to on the long diagonal. He's probably going to play Genie in here. No, still thinking about it. It's not going to try to make any counterattack or anything like that. Just going to slowly move the ball up the pitch and kind of take it slowly. Henderson. This match looks like it's in the 89th minute already, how they're playing. Arnold to Jota. No. So, James, yeah, this is a... Jota's pretty upset about that tackle there, 100%. Maybe in a little bit of frustration for the Atalanta player. There's some words are being had there, but Tolisso... Or not Tolisso, Tololai. I have such trouble saying his name. No, and Atalanta are a really good side too, but this is like... The problem is when you come up against a side like Liverpool, right, and you play this kind of like higher octane style, you're like playing into our best. Like, this is what we're best at. We're best at playing a game where we have space, where we can counterattack, where you send everybody forward, we can play balls in behind. Like, our players are meant for that. Where we struggle the most is literally playing against someone that parks the bus. Our style is just not suited for that at all. You can't Gengen press a parked bus. Like, it doesn't work. They never have the ball. And they're always going to have 10 people behind the ball. But like in these situations against teams that are more free-flowing, it was the same thing with Ajax. Ajax, slightly different. Just because it was a pretty bad match in general. Here, Henderson's going to be able to take a shot. No, he's going to try to cross it to Robertson. Robertson crosses back to the middle. Gomez just falls to the feet of Gomez, and Gomez is going to clear the Atalanta Gomez. Also, I do have to say, the Atalanta jerseys are strikingly similar to Inter jerseys. Henderson wins the header over the Duvan. Henderson trying to look for a pass, clear. Gets to Salah, then back to Henderson, then back to Salah, and then Salah all the way back. Yeah, Atalanta seem a little scared. I mean, to be honest with you, I kind of wanted a more entertaining match, but this is fine. I'm happy with this. We're going to go top of the group. Pretty much should be scot-free to the Champions League knockout stages at this point. And a lot of people actually said we were going to have trouble in this group. I was not one of those people. I thought it was okay. I thought it was like thought this like actually presents like decent enough competition to like get us better and also like present a challenge, but we can get it. Mojika is gonna get a cross in. It's gonna go back into the middle. Ooh, Zapata can't get it on the end of it. It was really nice. That nod down was fantastic on that cutback. Sadio's here gonna be on the left. He's got Jota running through the middle. Mane is still going to be going. Mane plays the ball. Jota's in there. Jota's got to get one more touch. Jota, does he score? Does he get his hat trick? He gets his hat trick. Atalanta, Diego Jota gets his hat trick on his first Liverpool start in the Champions League. I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, it's fantastic for this kid. It's beautiful. I mean, this run here, he just outpaces the center back. It's a perfect ball for Mane, and it's perfectly right in the same spot to where he can get past the goalkeeper. Honestly, Sportiello has no other options, like literally no other options. He has to come out with that. He either has to clatter Jota or he's got to win the ball somehow. Doesn't do either. Jota goes around him with the left foot and just simply taps it in. This is, I mean, at this point, we might as well just, I mean, if I'm Michael Edwards and the sporting director for Liverpool, I may just I may Venmo Wolves another extra 20 million at this point. I mean, this is a freaking bargain getting this guy for 40. I'd pay 60 at this point for this guy. Like, this is insane. I feel bad that we got him for 40 million at this point. Like, I feel like we owed them something. Like, we legit robbed them. Arnold moving forward, going forward, and then kind of just like chips it out of play. That was weird. So this has turned into a kind of a quick route. Jota gets his hat trick. The other rest of the front three gets their goals as well. And yes, J7 Sport Jota. I love it. I also don't. So the other thing we have to be kind of like keep in mind is like we don't want to get overly excited about this win and like smashing a team, because I also feel like at the 30, like once it was 3-0, I'm not gonna say they stopped trying, but like the game like really opened up like massively. So just like kind of, I would take that in consideration, just kind of like moving forward for our future matches. Just like I wouldn't get too excited about this one. Like, it's a good performance. It's a great win, and it shows that we have subs. It shows we have depth, everything like that. But like smashing this team isn't. It's like after the third goal, I guess like the enjoyment of it or like the actual prowess of it kind of goes out, if that makes sense. Yeah, 7 goals in 5 games now for Diogo Jota. I mean, I would like to see if anybody in a Liverpool shirt has done better. I don't think so. I'm trying to think. Suarez didn't score that much when he first started. Firmino didn't either. I don't think. I mean, Salah scored a lot. But I don't think he scored 7 goals in 5 games. Mane didn't score a lot when he first started either. That's got to be the only person that's ever done that. Maybe like a Robbie Fowler type that, or like an Ian Rush maybe did it when he first started playing. I don't even think so. Hendo plays the ball in for Mane and then Salah, and then Salah's going to try to chip Sportiello when he actually could have played Mane there in behind, had the defender on his back. He totally should have done that instead, but opted to actually try to chip Sportiello from like kind of the halfway mark, which turned out to not be the greatest idea. Sportiello was pretty quick to get back to his line. Did not want to make this 6-0. Gomez, long ball here, searching for an Atalanta player, but Allison will pick it up. Henderson. Now this is kind of, so Klopp in this position, right? He has to kind of think about this and think about the actual genuine rest. Like at this point, I think I would take Salah, Mane. I would start taking the front 3 off. I would probably take some of the midfielders off, kind of the older guys like Hendo. Hendo and Genia would probably come off first. Maybe he wants to get Curtis off too, just because he's younger, but and less experienced. But I would definitely start making those changes pretty soon here at the 60th minute mark. Playing just 60 minutes in the midweek is not that bad. You can definitely, this is definitely kind of a good time to do it if you can get rest and save for the Manchester City. I definitely bet you that the front 3 is going to most likely be coming off the pitch here, probably pretty soon. Jota maybe stays on for a little longer, but And I have to say, I mean, granted, yes, this match has been extremely on the offensive end. We've done a really good job. You have to really give credit to Reece Williams and Joe Gomez. They've done pretty good at the back so far. And hey, Hess, hey, how are you doing, Jeff Bezos? Jeff Bezos, how are you doing? Nice to see you. Oh, by the way, this is the most game that they didn't expect to score a lot. Yeah, I mean, oh, and then Jota's maybe going to possibly get in here. He's just going to absolutely just shove the defender down to the ground. I mean, he wanted to get that ball so bad, and Palomino went down so quickly and easy once he felt the contact. It's a foul. It's a foul. Oh, it's going really well. Fantastic, I would have to say. Very excited with this 5-0 scoreline that we have right now in the Champions League midweek. Wojcika is cutting on his inside here. He's looking for Palisic, and I hope you are doing well as well on this on this crazy election day. Hopefully, you can watch some sports, get yourself distracted, and get yourself away from all the craziness. That's what most of us are doing today, I think, that are watching this match. Jota absolutely screaming at the top of his lungs as to why he didn't get the pass there. He was wide open, and I even saw it too. I wish I could just do like an LBY through ball for FIFA, you know. I would have sent him through. Henderson to Jones. Jota to Hendo. And then Hendo's going to go all the way back to Reece. And I've said this too, the credit to some of the center backs and the youngsters that are coming in as well. I mean, it's pretty, this is an impressive performance from them, from Gomez and Reece. I mean, you have to say, like, this is not the, Duvan is not a small gentleman. I mean, that guy, and he's really good. He scores a lot as well. To keep him kind of under wraps, especially Muriel to Gomez to pulling the strings, it's been pretty good so far. Gomez is going to play a long ball there for Duvan. As I said that, he probably was going to score. Salah walks forward, takes the ball off of Gini, then to Henderson. Henderson back to Gini. I mean, Liverpool were just kind of toying around. Then Gini's going to get a judge for hitting Wojcika in the face. Alright, so first of all, on this one, Gini's just receiving the ball, and he has his hand up to like kind of protect himself. I don't think there's any malice in this at all. Yeah, it's not that bad at all. That's fine. That's just nothing. That's nothing at all. He's trying to make the most of it. Yes, very kind. Hopefully you stay safe whichever side you're on, but at least Liverpool for you is winning. Hey, yeah, that's true. Like I said, it doesn't matter whose side you're on. As long as you go out there and vote, exercise your right. Feels great to do it. Definitely go out and do it 100%. But, yeah, just please stay safe, whatever. Ooh, really nice ball for Duvan. He's going to cut inside. He's going to take a shot. Oh! Oh, my God. How did that not go in the net? All right, Atalanta still has possession. Hattenborg. Oh my God, that was absolutely insane. Hattenborg again. Gomez plays an absolutely beautiful slip pass from Zapata, and right as I was crediting all the center backs, like obviously they get this ball slipped in. He cuts back. Reece actually dives in, and then he cuts back onto his right foot, takes a shot at it, and literally hits the upper 90 corner. And it falls on like the goal line and goes out of play like down the corner. It was unbelievable. I can't believe how he didn't score. I actually genuinely feel pretty bad for Duvan. That was a really nice finish, a really nice slipped-in ball right there. And here's Mario Palisic. He's going to be coming off of the pitch here. Pretty good. Lots of running for him, 7.26 kilometers. And then Ruslan Malinovetsky. I definitely butchered his name. Freuler to go, or no, up here. He's going to go back to his fellow center back. Long ball, diagonal, Zapata. Ooh, no, Gomez does a really nice job of cutting that one out once again. I can't wait to actually see the aerial duels won and lost here. I gotta say, I think think they've won almost everything. I don't think Atalanta's really won much of a header. Sadio here pushing on the right wing, gets by his defenders pretty easily, passes to Jota, and passes it back to all the way back to Hendo here, and then Hendo back to Robertson. Oh, and then Jota tries to push over, and then he's going to be fouled there. Hopefully, as quickly gets up there. He was fouled by Palomino, who's extremely out of position for being the middle center back in that one. Yeah, it just takes the legs out from Jota and behind. I'm pretty sure that's kind of a frustration thing. And this ball here from Zapata goes behind Reese, and then Joe Gomez slides. That is unbelievable how it doesn't go in. It literally hits like the top of the corner and like comes back out. I genuinely feel bad for him because I do like Duvan a lot. He kind of deserves a goal just for how hard he works every single game, to be 100% honest with you. And hey, I really appreciate that, James. Thank you very much. It's definitely a work in progress. It's pretty difficult. It's not difficult, but it's also easy when I kind of know everybody who's on the team. But I would have to say it's kind of a big switch from like watching these on the couch and like yelling at the television to like having to be articulate. Like, if it was like actually like I would probably be not banned off Twitch, but like I would have to make this like a PG-13 or above, and like viewer discretion is advised if like you actually saw how I acted when I would watch Liverpool matches. Kind of is like a flip of the switch to extreme competitiveness. Naby Keita is going to be coming onto the pitch here. Great to see him back after his little COVID problem, getting back his fitness. James Milner is also going to be coming onto the pitch here for Jordan Henderson, and then Roberto Firmino is going to be replacing Diogo Jota. Diogo Jota in 65 minutes has scored his hat trick and has put us up in a very incredible position. Yeah, this is what I was saying. We seem so much more relaxed in the Premier League. It's crazy. It's like we're using the Champions League matches as like the League Cup, where we like rest players. It's really weird. I did not expect this. Then again, I think we spoke about this in the past. That like the amount of rest days, right? They had like 10 to 13 already last season. Now they're only had like 3 to 4. So like you have to think about it from Liverpool's perspective, right? If we're struggling to like have fit players, have people that have like full legs under them, like imagine some of these smaller clubs. Like imagine these other teams, right? Atalanta, like not the deepest bench. Ajax, a little deeper bench. Midland, not that much of a bench, right? So, like, it's hard. I would have to say, like, if they're playing week in, week out, it's hard for them. I can't imagine how, like, if we're struggling, and if I'm saying this for Liverpool, other clubs that don't have the resources, that don't have the bench and quality of players, must be struggling so much more. Granted, if you're a Man City, this must be the greatest thing in the world, because you have, like, $50 million players sitting up and down your bench, so... Also, I did want to give a shout out, and I didn't do this at the beginning of the match, which was a huge, like brain fart on my part. But I wanted to say that it is nice to be able to see Imagine commentate a match that has 3 homegrown players involved in it. I think that's one of the coolest things and one of the main things that actually attracted me to Liverpool in the first place. You have Reece Williams coming up through the academy, Curtis Jones coming up through the academy, and Trent Alexander-Arnold also coming on through the academy. Zapata's going to make a really strong run, and Alisson saves. Beautiful save. I thought that one possibly was actually going to find the back of the net there, but a great job again from Duvan. But yeah, I would have to say it's awesome to see 3 youngsters coming in like that are from the club, that have gone through the academy, stepping up big time. It's just neat to see. I don't think many other clubs can really say that they have 3 like actual homegrown players in their starting lineup in the Champions League. So it's pretty neat. That yes, we are an international club. We buy players. We go out and buy players all the time. Alisson with a nice save there, and we try to do things in the transfer market. But at the end of the day, we are always we always have like our academy. We always have our players that are coming up through the system, and the best part about it is that we actually give them the opportunity to play, which is awesome. Firmino's here is going to be on the edge of the box with Keita. Keita is going to go back to Millie, then to Gini. It's similar with other clubs. Also, United doing well. Yeah, that's actually really valid. They beat brain farting. They beat Salzburg 5-0 in the week, and then go and play have like a 1-1 nothing, or no, then lose to Arsenal on Sunday, right? Like, so weird. It looked like they didn't even know how to attack. And, like, when they were playing midweek, it was like, oh my god, I'm kind of worried. It's just like the real Manchester United coming back. And then I watched them on Sunday. I'm like, nah, it's like the same old Gunnar Solskjaer. Old Gunnar Solskjaer is at the wheel here. I hand him the keys. Like, same team. Nothing's really changed here. So, yeah, very weird. I also think, right, so think about this. Like, if you're not playing in the Champions League, the clubs that we're all playing against all have a full week's rest. So we're actually, like, almost at a disadvantage, like the bigger clubs. But granted, that's because you should have... Oh, it's going to fall to Bobby! Oh, Bobby's not able to put it in. But, like, we're just kind of, like West Ham gets a rest a whole week. They don't have to play anything. They don't have to travel to Italy and play, like, a full match. But, like, granted, yeah, there's, like, oh, you make more money and all that type of stuff, so you should have the bench. But, yeah, it makes sense. But, like, still, the mentality of, like, I got to just play one game a week type thing. Allison's going to come out there and clear this one from Duvan. Joe wanted to take it himself, but I got to say, good job by Allison making him out there, coming out there and controlling the pitch. And, yeah, Red Bull, I agree. There's so many of them. Red Bull Leipzig, Red Bull Salzburg, and I'm pretty sure there's something else somewhere with the Red Bull. They've obviously made it into a pretty big marketing engine, but hey, believe it or not, granted, there's a lot of hate that comes from Bundesliga fans and Bundesliga aficionados about the Red Bull teams because they're like sort of bot teams and they're not actually owned by like players or by the fans and such. But, I mean, you got to give them credit. They play really attractive football, and they do, like, a really good job in business, business-wise selling the players. They do a fantastic job. You hate on them all you want about how the club was made, how it's run, how it's for profit. Granted, yeah, I don't agree it too, but the football and stuff that they produce on the pitch it's pretty good. It's pretty impressive. And, yeah, New York Red Bull. Sorry, that's the other one. And I'm from New York, too. Ball in behind here. I think this one's going to be very easily cut away here from... who was this? It was Dijimisti Barat. I still can't really pronounce his name. Firmino must be... Yeah, 100%. Firmino is like literally shivering in his boots when he was watching this entire match. He's like, I got to come on and score. Or like, this is just not going to be good. Like, but how else are you supposed to feel, right? But this is the type of pressure you want. This is like what we were asking for. This is good pressure. This is like a good thing. The fact that we're talking about having to replace Firmino is a magnificent conversation to have. Like when the conversation 2 to 3 years ago was like, Bobby's got to play. He's got to play well or we're going to lose. Right? So like we're going from like having multiple, it's beautiful to have these options and like be able to complain about it. Like if Bobby plays and goes in there, like, yeah, I totally want him to play. I think he's still fantastic. As here, he gets on the ball. Really nice run. Possibly going to play one in here. He definitely wants his goal. Oh, it's going to be blocked there. He had the possibility to slide Mane in there, and he totally didn't. And decided to take a shot. But he also did have a pretty nice opportunity to shot, but the block did come in there. And I also think, James, you can also see this in our midfield, too. You can see the midfield quality and just general, like the engine itself is moving way quicker. I do think that has to do with Thiago coming in the squad. Granted, he hasn't been able to play through injury and like COVID. He's had just a kind of an unfortunate start to his Liverpool career. But like you can see how like the midfielder's like, I gotta step up now. Like look at this guy. Like he's literally one of the most elegant, like fluid footballers in the world. And then Curtis Jones was absolutely taken out in the box, but I don't think they're going to call a penalty on that one. I think he was somewhat clean. I don't want to say it was a penalty or not, but it was pretty close. He did get nudged off the ball for sure. Totally got hit off the ball. Yeah, it's fine. I've seen Van Dijk do the same thing like 1,000 times in the box. You just nudge him off the ball, and then the attacker makes the most of it. Curtis did a good job to make the most of it. But I also I think the Thiago in the midfield too has made all our midfielders just kind of wake up a little more. Like even Henderson, like yeah, sure, I'm the club captain, but like dude, this guy's coming in from Bayern Munich, having won the Champions League last year. Like this guy's a big deal. And he's gonna possibly he's better than them. I mean, Thiago's the best midfielder we have. Technically, he's better than every single midfielder we have. So I mean, it's like you got to fight for that place. I think it's a really good thing to have. And then Arnold's here is going to be standing over the cross here. Klopp is absolutely livid and yelling at the referee, so they're going to have a nice chat on the sideline. Just tell Klopp to calm down. It's 5-0, buddy. Don't lose your heart, you know. It's okay. It's okay. We need you. We need Klopp alive for the future, you know. Can't have him getting heart attacks here on the sideline at 5-0 score lines. Relax over there, Kloppo. Let Millie do the talking for you, or let Pep Linders do the talking. And ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, this match is not the most exciting match that is going on right now. We currently have 2-2 Salzburg, Bayern Munich. That is actually tied up. And the cross comes in. It's actually been headed clear from Atalanta. Okuguana has scored the goal in the 60th minute to make that one 2-2. Mane is going to be slipped in. Nope. It's going to be cut out there by Atalanta. And then the other match, Real Madrid and Inter Milan has been tied up. Ivan Perisic scores in the 68th minute. That is a very good match to necessarily watch. To be honest with you, I don't know. I feel like I should do the entire Liverpool match, but then again, like, we kind of did win this one already. But those are other scorelines. If you can have this game on and then maybe, or have this one on possibly in the background, and also be watching another one, I highly suggest possibly watching one of those, the Salzburg Bayern match, or the Real Madrid or the Inter match. Those two are right now tied, and they look really good. Here, Liverpool just playing out from the back. Allison passes up to Genie, and then Genie's going to get the ball over to Millie, who replaced Robertson at left back there. Keita in the midfield, replacing Hendo. Oh, poor touch there from Salah. Unfortunately, Freuler is going to pick that one up pretty easily. Ball in, played behind. Possible goal here. No, nothing. Cleared the danger. Gomez, right spot, right time. Once again, Gomez doing really well. Yeah, the funny stat about Real Madrid is that, like, in the Champions League without Sergio Ramos, they've lost, like, every single game. And then, like, with him, they've almost won, like, every single game. He's been out injured for a significant amount of time. But I myself am not really a Real Madrid, like, fan. I don't like them at all. So I don't really watch much of their games. I don't actually know what's, like, wrong with them. I know that they've lost a lot of players. I know they're down to Benzema, and it's kind of like the next era. Like, you have the Vinicius Juniors, you have the Valverdes of the world, right? Just kind of like newer, the Asensios, like them, and they're kind of like up and coming type stuff, like better players. But I for the life of me, am like actually would like to ask Real Madrid for, like, what is wrong with the club? Like, what's going actually on? Like, why is it not playing there? Other than it's like sort of a transitioning of eras, I guess. Unfortunately, I don't have the footy on any screens, too fixated on the big event. Yeah, that is true. There is oh, yeah, 100%. Klopp did get a yellow card. That's kind of... He looks pretty okay with that, though. Yeah, I don't like Ramos at all. I think he's a... I just will never get over what happened in the Champions League. Like, you can't tell me that was a natural play. It's really hard for me to believe that. A long ball played from Gomez again. This time it's going to go to Salah. Salah's possibly going to get on the end, but Sportiello is really far out on this one. Really nice touch there from the Atalanta defender. I have a hard time believing that was actually like an accident. Like, he was so aggressive. I just always have thought, okay, bar that. Like, bar the Sergio Ramos Salah incident. I still think he's kind of a... Like, I still think he's kind of a dirty player. Like, he may be a good player, but that doesn't make him like not a dirty player. Like, I think he is a dirty player, personally. He gets like red carded more. Like, I don't know. He irks me for some reason. Ramos is something about him. But he's good. I'll give credit where credit is due. He's a good footballer. One of the better ball-playing center backs in the world. Keita. Oh, Keita was thinking about playing that pass. He totally should have played a better pass here to Firmino. Firmino's got Milner on the options. This is not on Milner's favorable foot. He's going to take the shot in, and it's going to go over the bar there. That was definitely not the... It's so funny when James Milner plays on the left because it's like they pass him the ball perfectly to hit it with his left foot and cross it. Just it's like no left foot, so you just know he's gonna cut back inside. It's like, come on. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, he is still a great player. Like I said, I'll never take that away from someone that still has, like, do I like Rio Ferdinand? No, not at all. Did I like Nemanja Vidic? No, not at all. Awful, like dirty players, but like, and hard players, but fantastic footballers and some of the best center backs that have ever played. Right? Like, I have to still give credit where credit is due in that sense. Yeah, yeah, same thing. Diego Costa, absolutely, like, just a scummy footballer. And, like, we're sitting here talking about this as Liverpool fans. Like, dude, we had Luis Suarez playing for us for 4 to 5 years. Yeah, he's one of my favorite players ever, but, like, he was not, like, the most decent player. He's pretty like a dirty player. I'm not going to, like, sit here and defend him for that. But, yeah, I still love the guy. The credit where credit is due. Oh, I love football. Sorry. This is on the Twitch side of thing. I'm getting questions on the Twitch side of things, or on the Twitch stream part. So I'm answering the questions on that side. There was nothing. You're right. There's nothing on the YouTube side, but I answered the questions on the Twitch side of things. And then Mane is going to pick up a foul there from going into the ball. And then here we're going to actually have 2 youngsters come onto the pitch. It's going to be Mane is going to be coming off of the pitch for, I think, Nico Williams. And then we'll have another replacement for Kostas Tsimikas coming in, and he will be filling in at left back. I'm assuming this will send Milner all the way back to right back. And then here Gomez, the Atalanta captain, coming off of the pitch, played a really good match. Unfortunate to him, always someone that works his socks off 100%. But it's going to be nice to see Kostas coming into the match. He's been struggling with injury. I think it was a knee or ankle injury. It's really nice to be able to see him get some play time, get him in here and get some rest, and get a blow for some of our other players. No, I'm crazy. Yeah, I'm just asking questions myself. Yeah, I wish I could come up with these many questions in my head. Oh, and James, yeah, 100%. I can't do it. Neymar. So this is where I think this is where I think there's like like the crossroads of this discussion, because I actually think the antics and what Neymar does significantly impacts his play. I don't think the antics and like the dirtiness of Ramos, that doesn't actually make him like less effective on the pitch. Actually, as a defender, I would say it probably makes him better, right? Like when you are that strong and you're kind of a controller on the pitch, it actually kind of makes it better. Same thing with Costa. Like Diego Costa, like you don't want to deal with that if you're a striker. But like Neymar, his antics of like flopping, the step overs, making a big deal, like I actually think it detracts from the general game. Like I actually think it makes him worse, and I think it makes his team worse. The other players, it's like positive dirtiness, if that makes sense. And a really nice ball flipped in here, and then Kostas immediately is going to have to clear that one out. Really good job there from the Atalanta folks there, and then Firmino's going to lose out to this ball. A shot's going to be, Duvan's going to be onside here. He's going to take a shot. Allison saves. Got to say, Allison is definitely sitting here. Just please give me a clean sheet. Nico Williams and Kostas really come in, and they're going to be left and right back, the 2 youngsters. Milner is going to be moved up to the midfield alongside Curtis Jones and Keita as well. And here they're going to have a corner kick. Malinovsky with the left foot. It's going to go far post. Nico does a good job to get in there, and he's going to send in. He's going to put Salah in here. Salah, 1-on-2, and the goalkeeper. He's beating everybody onto his left foot. Oh, oh my God. Salah looks so angry with himself. I've never seen him this dejected. Sports Yellow puts this one and he gets a mitt to it and sends it wide. He's in here. Oh, my God. Just not able to get enough of a touch on that one, but it was kind of right at Sports Yellow. Salah's got nobody else to blame but himself for that one, and he's obviously not happy with himself on that. He knows he should have done better. Milner, Oh, buddy! Oh, a really nice cross there from Milner. It was a pretty well-worked corner. Actually went out to Milner for kind of a longer ball into the 6-yard box, literally right on the penalty spot. Mane goes up to win the header, but unfortunately it's right at Sportiello. I gotta say, all right, so Sportiello, like, as a goalkeeper, the ones he's had chances to save, he's done a very excellent job. I'd say a lot of the other ones he kind of can't really save, but the ones that have actually come down to him, done a really good job. Credit to Sportiello. Here, Lammers gets that ball into play.
Lammers was the player who came on for Gomez.
And Rodrigo has scored for Real Madrid in the 80th minute, taking the lead 3-2 on Inter Milan. Porto has extended their lead to 3-0. Man City has extended their lead to 2-0. And also, Bayern Munich has scored Jermaine Boateng in the 79th minute. So those games that were now originally tied are now being led by what you would consider the larger club and the bigger club that should be leading it. Yeah, this has been goals galore. I after these matches, I have like my building's like 12 floors here in DC, and I go do stairs. Like I go up and down the stairs for an hour, and like I just sit there and watch all the highlights. So hopefully it should be kind of an entertaining hour of walking up and down stairs. I'm not really looking forward to it. I never am, but gotta exercise one way or another, right? Sportiello is gonna clear it out here. Ball's gonna be crossed. Oh, that's unfortunate. It goes over the head of who is that? There's been so many subs. Unfortunately, I don't even know who's who for the Atalanta side. 5 more minutes to go here in Italy. Here, checking if there's any more goals coming across. Here, Nico. To Reece Williams. I gotta say, this back four that we're like playing right now is hilarious. Oh man, it's Costas, Gomez, Reece Williams, and Nico. We have like 2 academy players in the back line. It's unbelievable, and they're playing in a Champions League match. Granted, they're up like 5-0, but like it's incredible experience for these youngsters. And as I said before, like Liverpool is a club that actually gives this experience. You see Chelsea loan out all their players, all this type of stuff. Like it's so nice that Klopp and Linders and the other really big the big change that we had is Vitor that came in from Porto, and he actually captains or he runs the academy, and he's the one that says and like goes to Klopp and Linders, be like, this guy's ready, like bring him up. We've been working with him like really closely, and he's just done a fantastic job. You can see like the second he came in, like 1 or 2 years ago, like we started getting way more academy players coming into the first team and like actually possibly pushing for positions. Like he made a very clear impact. Zapata's gonna have a little space here. He should clear it out to his right. The cross is gonna come in. Thinking about crossing in, it's chipped up back to the hard post. Lammer's not gonna be able to get to it. Curtis Jones is gonna run this one out. He's gonna run this one out to be able to run some cut. Martin Tyler kicking himself. Yeah, dude. It's so that guy's got to stop commentating. I'm serious. I even was listening to him to do the Man U game. It was so boring. It's like, dude, come on. It's your club and you're not even getting that excited. Nico Williams played in here by Curtis Jones. The ball's gonna be cut back and Salah just is laying on the ground and doesn't let Firmino touch it. Oh. Maybe Salah just wants Jota to keep playing. He won't let Firmino score. Just stole that like possible shot there from Firmino. Costas with a really nice ball in. Oh, does a really good job there. Palomino. That was actually right on. If Palomino doesn't get a touch, Salah's going to score that one or be able to tap that one in. I gotta say though, so like credit to some commentators. I have to say, in my opinion, the best commentator there is in football or in soccer is Peter Drury. And God, Peter Drury, who's his co-commentator? But Peter Drury is unbelievable. I will never forget Costas Malonas like rises from the ashes of Rome to beat Barcelona. Like, I'll never forget that stuff. Like, that is nuts. Like, some of his calls on stuff is just unbelievable. Like, he has such a beautiful way with words. It's like one of the most amazing things ever. I don't know how to explain it. And people are like, wow, this is amazing. I'm like, yeah, every time. It's like, the problem is, every time he does a Liverpool game, I don't want to commentate it because I genuinely think he's way better than me. So it's like, you guys should be listening to him and, like, not me instead. Because Peter Drury is an unbelievable commentator. And guys, I'm getting calls. Is this happening to anybody else? I'm getting so many random phone calls. I guess it's probably to, like, go vote and stuff. But my phone has been blowing up for the past, like, 2 days. More today, actually. Which I guess makes sense. Which is a nice thing, but, like, take my number off the list, man. I already voted. And apologies, I guess, for, like, the less commentary and more just kind of, like, talking and that type of stuff. The game kind of lost all of its steam. I'll be 100% honest with you, like, after we scored the 5-0. So it's, like, pretty hard to kind of focus on this one. Yeah, a lot of private phone calls. Yeah, 100%. And I'll even get the ones where it's like, hey, and they'll, like, type in my mom's name. I'm like, I don't even know where you got this phone number, man. Like, this is, you're sending something from my mom, and it's not for me. Like, I'm like, what's going on? And it kind of makes you think, is like, why is this, like, where's this information coming from? Like, why is my phone number out there? But I guess in the day and age of technology and everything like that, you can't. Like, if you have an iPhone, you're just like, all right, well, at that point, I kind of just have to, like, yes, you have some sort of security, but at the end of the day, we all know when we're, like, using Gmail and all this type of stuff and going on websites, like, it's probably not secure to begin with. Joe Gomez is going to be called with a foul there. I think that's kind of his first mistake all game. He got turned there by the defender, and it's going to be 2 minutes of added time. If this match does end early, though, and the pictures from CBS send me to another match, I will call that match as well to finish it out if it is like a close one. But right now, it doesn't look like any of them are being close. Leroy Sané scores in the 83rd minute to put Bayern Munich up 4-2 on FC Salzburg. And I would have to say that is exactly what Manchester City is missing this year. I would say, like, having a Leroy Sané type player in there would be excellent for Manchester City. But then again, very happy to see him playing for Bayern Munich. Kostas does a really nice job at intercepting that pass, pushing up the pitch. Wow. That was also Nico, too. 2 mistakes on that one. Possibly going to get a run in here. Lammer's not going to be able to get it on the end of that pass. 1 more minute here remaining in this Champions League match for Liverpool. This game will take us 9 points in the Champions League group stage if the points hold for Midtjylland and Ajax. Ajax is currently up 2-0. They will have 4 points. So this puts us pretty much comfortably in the lead in the Champions League. So just put that in context. And then here there's going to be a run-in from the Atalanta player. Couldn't see who it was. Going to go out for a corner kick. I thought that was a goal kick. But consider what's happened to our squad. We don't have our best players. We've had a mirage of injuries. We're leading our Champions League group. Still number 1 in the league. Granted, we have to play City this weekend. We're doing pretty well considering the circumstances. Keep expectations to a reasonable level, I would have to say, if you're a Liverpool fan. I think that's the best way to kind of approach this one. And yeah, Sané, big loss for City. Much slower on the ball without him. Yeah, they also just didn't really have a winger to, like, replace him. They also lost Silva. Aguero's been injured. Like, kind of weird that they would ever let a player leave like that. And I think that's going to be a judge offside from the Zapata goal. Yes, it is. It's just weird that they let him leave. It had to have been something like he wanted to leave. 100%. There's no way, like, City pushed him out. Got to be something that he wanted to leave. Maybe he wanted to go back home to Germany or something like that. But respect either way. Just one thing, if you guys are enjoying the content, things like that, just please click the follow button or the subscribe or this follow button on Twitch, and then the subscribe button here on YouTube. Be more than appreciated. You'll be notified when we go live. We also do Thursday night football games, so we'll be doing that game this weekend here on Thursday, and then we'll also be bringing the Manchester City versus Liverpool match on Sunday as well. So please drop a follow on Twitch or drop a subscribe on YouTube. It's free and you'll be notified when we go live. It's been an amazing match today for Liverpool. High-powered, high-octane. Diogo Jota is going to come in. He replaces Bobby Firmino here. He's able to pick up 3 goals. Salah and Mane are able to get theirs as well. Salah with a plethora of with a few chances that he knocked himself for not making. Same kind of thing with Mane. Pretty awesome to see Curtis Jones get a full 90 minutes into the start there. Alisson with his new haircut is able to make this match look good. As I said, the pictures are going to switch to Inter Milan here and Real Madrid. Call the rest of this one, I guess, while it goes, and there will be nothing to call because that match has now ended. 3-2. Real Madrid takes the points over Inter Milan, and Zinedine Zidane seems to appear to have pulled his hamstring there. That was actually kind of hilarious. But yes, thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate it. Please go out and exercise your right to vote. I know this is going to be a crazy election, all that type of stuff. Please be safe. Please be mindful of it. Hopefully sports and that type of stuff will be able to take your mind off all the craziness or any stress that it may cause. But really appreciate this. We'll be back on Thursday for Thursday Night Football, and then back on Sunday for the big match for this weekend of Manchester City versus Liverpool. Thank you very much, and have a glorious end of your day and the great